Intentional about the circle of friends you keep.
Yes, I would even make it stronger. I'm deliberate. And I have no apologies for that, because at a certain stage in life, I mean, we allow ourselves, first of all, for the first few years, maybe up to 15, 16, we allow our family and to some extent our friends to influence us. It's difficult for us to control ourselves. And then between probably this is my own ideology, 16 to about 20, where you're an adult, you're thinking some other things are influencing you, maybe some lovers, some interest jobs, some profession. Then finally, you are in life where you want to start a life, when you want to start a family, where you want to do stuff, and then you have to be deliberate about the people
Yeah.
you move around with.
Yeah.
And not, there's difference between being deliberate about people you move around with and taking advantage of people. No, I won't do that. But you need to be deliberate about people you move around with, and then what you do. Because I think that to a very great extent, that would extend or promote what you want to achieve. So I'll give you an example of being deliberate. My mother is Fanti from
Right.
Ntankofo and everything. I mean, Fantis are great, but my father is Ashanti. And my father used to take me a lot to Kumasi and Menchia and Drabin, where I come from. And I love the Ashantis. I have no inheritance there. I have no connection in terms of inheritance. But I've indulged, I've brought myself into the fabric of Ashanti culture. And at the last, at the funeral of the Queen Mother, I went and I now told Sribo that, and he was like, you serious? I said, yeah. And I joined the Etuntum for firing the musket.
Oh, wow.
And there were lots of people who they were surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised by the fact that I was not Ashanti, but even surprised that this guy looks Leonard. Why is he following these people?
Yeah.
But then I was being deliberate there. And I was being deliberate about what to do, what to support, the role to play, And I felt that it paid off, after the funeral.
Wow.
So,
I'm
thanks
learning
for
a
that
lot
question.
this
That
morning,
was
actually.
good.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot this morning because I'm like, wow, being this deliberate, and it's actually paid off.
Yeah.
It has paid off.
I mean, yeah.
But Jared, let me ask you this. You're in the mining sector, and every government claims they can fight Galamsey. You are in there. Do you think Galamsey can ever be fought?
You see, it's a very... the question, I think, should be, do you think you can win the fight? Because the fight can be in very different forms. It's a livelihood thing. So the fight can be in a form of trying to making sure that you're providing enough livelihood or livelihood for people, which will make Galamsey unattractive. That's a fight. Okay, fighting with guns and bullets sometimes becomes necessary in certain areas where you realize that it's not a livelihood issue, it's a criminality issue. So I think it's very varied and it's respective. It depends on the area, it depends on what you're fighting, it depends on what you have in terms of the resources you have at the disposal. My very good friend is Martin Acey, and he is one of the people that believe in local content, believe in making sure there's enough for everybody to play a role in mining. So small-scale mining, community mining, all these things. These are all measures. But if it's being done properly and it's being done in terms of connecting all the dots and all the aspects and the challenges in small-scale and in illegal mining, then I think we would get somewhere. But it is an area that, from a corporate affairs point of view, I encounter every now and then. If you remember last year, I was in your studio here talking about our mines that were burnt down in Impoho. And I mean, that is argued that, it was done by Galamsey. The community came out so strongly and said it was not them. The community is in peace with us. It was the illegal miners that came to do this because they're not getting enough. The arguments are so many. And so I don't stay away from that, but I like to understand what aspects of it that we can fight in quotes, which will be to the mutual benefits of the people that engage in illegal mining and of the people that are impacted by illegal mining, like the formal mining companies.
So currently, the fight is ongoing. There's a type of fight that is being used, that, like you mentioned, the guns and violence. But you're saying other means work. What other means should the government actually take on board?
Not that other means work, and I'm saying depending on the area.
Okay.
But I'm saying a combination.
A
of
combination,
means.
so it should be
because
together.
definitely it's against the law when you go into somebody's concession where you don't have a license or the permit to mine. So that's criminality.
Right.
That there's nothing that anybody can do but the police or the government goes in and take you out. And these are people's investment. So definitely when you want to encourage investment, that is the way to go. Okay. But at the same time, these are communities that we live and work in. So you don't want them too antagonistic against us. Unfortunately, new information coming out also shows that a lot of people that engage in illegal mining don't even come from the community.
Right.
So that's what makes some of the other methods important. If it's left to our own brothers and sisters in the community, we'll be happy and it's easy for us to start because we do stuff for the community. We engage them. We help them in terms of not even, if it's not even mining, other socioeconomic this thing. For example, Golden Star, we have the palm oil plantation.
Okay.
And this, I can tell you, a lot of farmers have taken their kids up to university level.
Oh, wow.
And some of them have paid, most of them have paid back their money. What the model is that we give them money to start a farm.
Okay.
They bring their farm, their lands, give them model, we give them the implements. And then when the fruits are ready, we buy them, help them sell them. Now we're thinking of a refinery right there so that will increase the employment base in there. So you may not have a farm, but you can work in a refinery or you can work in a farm.
That's nice. Some governments or some political parties, because they're not in government yet, are saying that they will legalize the illegal mining. Will it work? Will it help? Will it help reduce this whole galamsey thing?
You see, that for me, it's a talk that has been happening a lot. But I think that they can refine their language to mean they would make it more sustainable or make it more environmentally friendly. Because you see, what we call illegal mining, there were subsistence, like when you say subsistence farming, there were small scale mining, which our grandfathers and sisters used to do, go by the river, take a few sand, wash it, clean it. Now they're using very dangerous chemicals to do that, spoiling our water. You see, so when you say things like you legalize illegal mining, what aspect of it? It's like saying you legalize armed robbery. So what aspect of it are you going to legalize? The fact that you can go into somebody's mine and just start mining without permit? So that is language, and I blame with this, I think is my area as well. So I'll blame the communication people for some of these parties. And it is true that some leaders and some people go out and talk and not make reference to their communication persons. In Golden Star, even if the MD wants to talk, we sit with him. Okay. And we don't sometimes put him up first to talk. The communicators, we do the talking. When we think we need another level of a messenger, then we go to the next level. If political parties would do the same and then engage their communications people, because there's some great communications people in the different parties, you see them, but the leaders or the campaigners make the statements before they come back and try and retract and apologize for those statements. Where in the first place, if we think about the plan and what we're going to say and the impact we want, we will not even veer into those areas about making statements that we will legalize. And when you say this, all the community knows is that this is what gives us daily bread. So when he's going to legalize it, I will vote for him, knowing that after I vote for him, you can't legalize. It's like saying you can't. It's not.